Hello guys and girls, this is Run3 Elf here, and welcome to part 4 of S1's story, The Meaning of Life. Now, I hate to differ from the earlier 4 videos, seeing I want to keep a continuity in how they look, but this mask is starting to get sweat on it, and I don't want it to break, so sadly the mask won't be seen today. But we still got the story, and it's pretty long, and that's why I chose to do this. If it had been as short as the last one, I wouldn't. Now, getting the warnings out of the way. If you're 10 or younger, you should watch this with a parent or guardian. If you're 5 or younger, you shouldn't watch this at all. It will get gory, so just fair warning on that. If you're easily startled by guns, don't watch this. With those warnings out of the way, let's get to it. Professor T.A. was sitting inside a small room. It was just morning, but he had got a big problem. Specimen 1 had escaped the cell and managed to kill one of the soldiers who were going to capture it back. Right now, he had to try to defend his priceless creation from the man right in front of him, General Draken Stephenson, a veteran who had took part in many wars, but now he was retired to working with security after losing both legs under a war. You can't just kill it. It's a scientific breakthrough. You can't kill a creature who have been proven that it can make a biological structure build up. You of all people should see this, T.A. said, trying to hit at a weak point of Draco. The fact that he had no legs meant that he, after all, could have great use of new legs. Legs that this new work could give him. No need to try and wrap me with your promises, Professor. This is nothing personal, I assure you. I am not one who gets attached to anything or... I'm not one to get attached to anything or anyone. Such feelings is nothing but pain in the long run. My life has proven that. He simply replied, the worst was not the worst for T.A. It was his tone. All this time, his tone was being nothing but a small shadow or a cup of tea. But with an ignorant yet stone-hard point tone. Surely, you can't tell me... Surely you can't just kill my creation. Kill off my creation. My child. For some orders. Hard, T.A. asked furiously, trying to get the calmness away. It was a stress for him to see Draco had no empathy for his work. I am afraid that's the case, Professor. The order came from the highest of authority. Here is the order signed too. He handed over the paper to T.A. and told him to read it. As we have inspected the case of the escape of the creature from lab facility BE3, we have come to the conclusion that the creature have a degree of intelligence to be counted into the level of human, that killing a human is to be seen as homicide. The degree, though, is not at the level of to receive a prison spot. Thus, we have decided to give the creature known as both Biological Experiment X450 said 452X and Specimen 1 the punishment of death, to eliminate any further deaths, signed by the Supreme Court of International Affairs. T.A. finished his reading and just looked at the paper. As you can see, there's not a single missing name, Draco said as T.A. looked through it. But this is not right. It was bad missing, and it was bad security, and the security is the work of the military, not us. T.A. shouted T.A. I'm sorry, Professor, but this order is final, and will be carried out later today. I suggest you go and say your final goodbye. And so T.A. did. He walked towards the cell where S1 was being held. The creature had been put into a big disc. Its arm and leg was stuck to the structure. While he was still weak, walking, he remembered when he was a kid. How everyone had bullied him for being interested in biology. How they had taken his notebook and thrown it around over his head. The notebook was where he had all his ideas at that time. It had been the biggest treasure, been his biggest treasure. And then there was that one day when the bully had taken the book and thrown it in the mud. It was October then, and TA had just been 10, but he had simply pulled out a small pocket knife and cut the leg of the bully. The action was so smooth and fast, and after that day, he had never been bothered in that school again. But he had to do something similar when he graduated. But in the last year of college, he had met some people that was like him. Others with old notebooks, some had stains of blood, others pages blurred by water. But putting their heads together, they had managed to make up a plan on how they would do what they had done now. But only TA had managed to make up a plan on how they would do what they had done now. But now only TA was left. The others had given up themselves. They had sacrificed themselves for the work, giving away their life so they would have the DNA to work to make the work. They had not thought about it at the time, but now the work was in danger. The thing is, he had lost all those friends for. He would not be able to let that happen. Finally, he got to the chamber and looked at S1 with a sad look on his face. Why is he sad? I'm right here again. Right where everyone wants me to be, thought it. I have sad news, my friend. There are some fools who want you dead. They will kill you later today, TA said, his tears starting to fill with tears. Why does that make him sad? Don't he want me dead? Thought S1, now confused by the fact that TA appeared not to be all evil and bad to him. I don't know if you understand me, but I see you as my child. You know what that is? A child is a creature you take care of and make sure to rise with care, to make sure they will have a good life. Make sure they raise them with care, to make sure they have a good life. Well, you don't act like you want me to have a good life, thought S1. Just in that moment, a group of soldiers appeared, heavily equipped with Colt 9mm and M40 Ortis as specialities. And all also had a small hand, had guns in front of them, from Ormo Beretta M9s. These were special task force and well more equipped than TA. He had his work gun, but it was just a Taser M60 26C, a stun gun. But hidden in his pocket, he also had a private gun, a Jericho 941, with 15 loaded shots and another magazine next to it. In total, he had 30 shots with a Jericho, and one with a Taser. Not too good to defend of a defense, but better than nothing. Nothing. But as one of the men in Special Task Force walked up to him, taking aim with his M40 rifle, he could not resist the instinct. He took the M26C and shot the man. He hit right in the pulse vein at the throat. Then he quickly pressed the button on the control panel that made S1 drop towards the ground. The creature is not dumb. It turned around and landed like a cat on the ground. As they started to run, the men behind them started to get a bit of a grip about what was happening, but TA quickly pulled out his personal Jericho and fired all 15 shots in fast succession, killing off 10 and wounding 3 of the men in the force. But as he was reloading, something hit him in the shoulder. Looking back, it's Draco. He is equipped with an M40 from another man and aiming steadily. TA looked back. EA quickly reached for his pocket and pulled out something, but before he could use whatever it is, a shot hit him between the shoulder blades, and TL fall with no movement. S1 looked back in horror and see that there is a small syringe in TA's hand. He quickly ran back and grabbed it. With no hesitation, it put it into its arm, and as the veins of the creature started to feel like fire, the Special Force see how S1 started to change its body grow, and a scorpion tail grow out of its hand, as some try to fire at plates of armor structure covering its back and chest. Then slowly it opened its eyes. They are now red, unlike the usual light blue color, and it looks at the men who fired, letting out a long hiss before jumping at them. Quickly, many fire their weapons, but none to no use. It only makes the creature more angry. Running up to them and grabbing them, the first man it finds, lifting him up, holding its legs and head, then pull with each hand and rip the man in two, pulling out the spine and chest apart from the legs, and then turning to its next target, throwing away the body of the lost, and simply driving its tail through the next man, shattering its ribcage and spraying intestines over the rest of the force. Some of them are now running, but most are still there. S1 keeps ripping them apart, even eating a few to be able to keep on. After all are dead, it have still, though, not found the main target. Draco is not there. He had hid inside the storage room. Among mops and other similar cleaning devices, he heard of the screams of the men outside, and as many times before, he saw his life flash by. He saw his father at his own 6th birthday, shooting arrows to celebrate, and managing to fire into his own foot. God knows how. How his father had laughed it off at the hospital, and gotten a slap by the nurse for it. How in school he had seen a boy with a notebook, and how he had hated him, and got a cut in the leg for it. How on his 12th birthday his grandmother passed away, and how at his 13th he had been so happy over the amazing cake that his mother had made. Then, of course, came the bad memories of the war. The war he had gone to and fought, gotten many friends that he soon lost, and then the next war, and how after that one, he had immediately gone on to another, because he was unable to get back into the normal life. And then he saw it, the grenade, his actual war. After at least 50 small conflicts he had been in, he saw the grenade fall towards him, jumping out of the way, but still seeing his legs get blown into bits. How he had landed on the ground all apart, but then got back to his mind. The screaming was now gone. But he had looked out. He saw S1 bending down towards over TA's face, looking for some reaction, but not getting any. He saw some tears fall from its face. And then there came a scream. A long, sharp scream, shattering all glass of the building, letting shadows fall to the ground, and then it left. S1 walked out of the door of the building, now back in its normal form, and then Draco left, too. There was reporting to be done, but in the shadows, something pulled back the body of TA. Something with long, red hair was still there. And with that, we conclude S1, The Meaning of Life. Now, going through these papers, the copy, I have noticed a lot of flaws that I did in this version. But you can see there's the little signature and the draw your own conclusion motto. Always. Also, I almost forgot a very significant thing in this thing. The end. Question mark. Because this thing didn't end here now, did it? As I've mentioned before, it continues. Now, I'm probably going to record a video where I talk about S1 and a bit more maybe. I'm not sure, but for now, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you're scared afterwards, I'm horribly sorry. Hope you enjoyed. I'm Visitor3Elf. Subscribe for Plus the Majestic. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Comment your thoughts because I always love to read those. Check out more of my stories in the description below. Always warnings for if they're scary. But with that out of the way, I'm Visitor3Elf. Hope you enjoyed. Stay happy and until next time.